Hey guys, welcome back to the show. More news from the front today. Before we get into it, if you like the video, please leave it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications to stay informed on when these videos, all the topics here on the show drop. And I do want to mention that this video is brought to you by Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde Games publishes the modules that they would like to play, with offerings for OSR, Castles and Crusades, and 5th edition. No matter what the rules are in use, old school gaming is at the table. You can grab Hellebarde modules on Drive-Thru RPG or directly from their website at hellebardegames.com. So that said, let's get into it. This is a little bit of news from the financial front, but remember, it all rolls downhill, and this particularly comes all the way back to Wizards of the Coast. And I want to thank Sapphire Steel on our Discord, which is linked in the description below, for making me aware of this article. It seems that Wizards of the Coast is getting ready to lay off 15% of its workforce through Hasbro. Let's bring that up. Hang on a second. I misspoke a little bit. Hasbro's getting ready to lay off 15% of their workforce. And folks, before I even jump into that, I just want to say, look, my animus towards Hasbro is at the management level. There are real people being affected by their bad financial decisions and economic downturns here. All right. This is not, the stock and trade person working at Hasbro. I feel for them. I really do. All right. I am not mocking. I am not making fun of. So let's get into this. Hasbro, owners of Wizards of the Coast, to lay off 15% of workforce. Hasbro, the parent company of Renton-based Wizards of the Coast, announced Thursday its plan to lay off 15% of its global workforce, a total of 1,000 employees. Hasbro declined to specify if the layoffs would hit Wizards of the Coast employees. The elimination of these positions will impact many loyal Hasbro employees. Well, yeah, 1,000 of them, said Hasbro CEO Chris Cox in a news release. However, the changes are necessary to return our business to a competitive, industry-leading position. Wizards of the Coast is the publisher of such popular games as Dungeons & Dragons and Magic the Gathering. Despite Hasbro's company-wide cuts, Wizards performed well financially last year. Well, apparently not well enough to save the jobs of 1,000 people. Their sales grew 3% in fiscal year 2022 compared to 2021. Well, with us coming out of the global pandemic and D&D apparently in such a state that they're cutting off third-party developers left and right, wonder about that persisting. And then here's kind of the cherry on top. Wizards of the Coast came under fire in the first days of 2023 as customers revolted against the company for tightening Dungeons & Dragons' open game license agreement. Under the new agreement, Wizards would have the ability to make money off of these products without paying the person who made it. The new agreement would also require companies that create D&D content and make over $750,000 to pay Hasbro a 25% share of earnings. In response, Hasbro canceled the new OGL plans this month. So, let's get a little inside baseball on this, because there's been a response. There's been a response here. Connor Haley of Alta Fox Capital says of them, they are leaderless. We tried to put people on the board of directors that would A, care about the community, B, think strategically about these issues, and C, had subject matter expertise. Chris Cox, in a very short span, has managed to alienate both Magic the Gathering and D&D core customers. Sad. And so who is Connor Haley and what is Alta Fox Capital? Well, let's take a look at that. because Altafox Capital Management, back in 2022, nominated 5 highly qualified and independent candidates for election to Hasbro's board of directors, issued a letter to shareholders making the case for boardroom change following years of disappointing results, poor governance, and questionable disclosure practices under the brand blueprint strategy. Released a 100-page deck, good use of the lingo, outlining value-enhancing recommendations, including a tax-free spin-off of the Wizards of the Coast segment that could unlock a $100 per share upside. Now, as I have demonstrated before, I don't speak financialese, but this, going back to February of last year, this was Altafox's attempt to get people in the know on the board of directors at Hasbro. An effort which was rebuffed, and Connor Haley from Altafox says here, of course, that they don't think about these issues and that it has caused a pretty sad state. And then we see that Hasbro is cutting 15% of their workforce globally. I can't help but think, folks, I can't help but think that this is all going to come back and bite Wizards of the Coast. And in an effort to make more money, they're gonna squeeze even tighter. And I think we're probably going to see an OGL 1.2 that solidifies more or less like we're seeing it now. The only changes will be their attempts to put lipstick on that pig. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Maybe you've got some insight into this. Maybe you're an investor. Maybe you've got a diverse portfolio and you've got some of their stuff in there and you can share your opinions on that. But regardless, please do leave a comment. Again, like the video, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon. If you don't like the video, leave a dislike and leave a comment and tell me why. But otherwise, have a great day. Stay positive. I'll see you again later this afternoon with another video. And then, of course, tonight we are live streaming. We'll have a little bit of preamble ramble. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll be playing First Edition Classic Gamma World on stream. Everybody have a lovely day, and I will see you then. Peace.